the City of Angels is black and gold. You are listening to the Heart of LAFC podcast. And now, Joseph Zacher.
Greetings, Los Angeles. Welcome to episode 252 of the Heart of LAFC podcast. For this one, we're going to call it High Noon. Yes, this one could win the West. This match is critical. I know we're coming into this one the night before the match, which is kind of rare for Heart of LAFC, but here we are. So yes, we're definitely going to cover this game pretty intensely, pretty heavily. Because if you're not excited about this, you have no pulse. All right. Straight up, this is the game of the season. They beat us in our house. It's time for revenge, right? Let's handle this. Let's settle first place. Let's lock it in, home field advantage, and one step closer to the supporter shield. That is what's on the line tomorrow. Again, absolutely amazing that we're running into these guys. They came off a loss. We're coming off of a goofball loss. Both of them been the hot hands for the West. It's a good time to run into each other. Kid you not. It's always a good time to go up against your rival. And this year they've become that, a rival. And so we're going to definitely cover that. We're also going to cover that nonsense in San Jose. What turned out to be an experimental throwaway match. Some weren't ready for that, but that's what that was. Preseason for some, midseason for others, and a rest day for the rest. A very odd situation. We'll cover that. I know for you guys traveling, it hurt, but yeah, we'll go with that. We're also going to talk about all the news that dropped. I mean, player movement is massive, even after the trade window. Dealing with yes, the other clubs. So we got to talk about all that too. It is going to be a busy show. We're going to go all night. Nah, we're going to hit you guys pretty quick, but yes, that is what we're doing today. Before we can get in it though, we have to introduce our crew for today. Yes, you know, the usual suspects are here. Bam in the mix, Tony in the mix. Bam, how are you doing today?
Yeah, I'm doing all right. Want to give a couple of shout outs going on at the moment. So shout out to Kid Inc., who's currently in Melbourne doing a show tonight and tomorrow night. He's doing his Australian tour at the moment. So shout out to Kid Inc. Yeah, it's been a really interesting 24 hours, 48 hours. And yeah, this week's just been weird, to say the least.
Exactly. Just pretty wild stuff. Some unexpected, some expected. You know, some were delayed. So we're going to jump right into it. We're not going to hesitate. Tony, how are you doing, man, before we get into this breaking news?
Doing pretty well. Enjoying the week and wish I could have gone to Austin, but duty calls here at home, doing a lot of work and everything. Can't miss it. Already done a lot of missing 4 games, events and stuff like that. So fortunately can't go. So shout out to all of you flying out there, Austin, and times.
And with tradition, Tony has his moment of robot madness. But we'll get him locked in. Dude, he lives in the canyon. What can you say? They're really good at making acoustic music there, not really good at internet. So as you notice, it gets to be a bit of a struggle. So the first thing we want to jump in, if you're ready for it, Tony, is let's talk about B-Rod, since it's now official. The dude's wearing yellow and he's a little ways away. Go for it, man.
He was sold to Club America for $6 million, and it's been reported. I haven't seen any confirmation on it, but I'll go digging some more and compare it for. We still get 20% of the sale if sold to Europe or any other team again.
That's a massive sell on if it's 20%. That's pretty nuts. The $6 million basically recoups. I guess that's what we're getting, right? Yeah. The 20% is needed because of that's, lost revenue for having so much time and not getting quite what we thought we were going to get out of him. So, yeah, that makes sense. Right, Tony?
Yes and no, because as I was talking to Casey about this and like he was kind of explaining to me how Juventus works and like kind of how he learned that like, yes, we did buy him for that kind of mill, but with we are actually getting better into like, of course, the black. Because we've already kind of recouped that money back, and now it's $6 million back in our pocket instead of the rest of the money. So again, he explained it better than I can. Again, I just see the high profile players come in and out, and like who has money, who doesn't have money, who can actually play players, who can't not play their players. But again, that's a conversation to have that he can explain better than I could.
And of course, the added value of getting your DP back. And in this league, that's more than any money you could ever throw anywhere, because that gives you an unlimited funds on one roster spot. So yay, we get the freedom of that again right before the playoffs, which it brings to you, Bam. Another player has left us. Kind of shocking, to be real, but not all that surprising. And we've talked about that, right, Bam?
That is correct. Now, this one does hurt me because I've been a massive fan of him from the get-go. I've been calling it day in, day out. This is our boy. He's going to go far. He's going to go big. And he's going far. He's going big. Mamadou Fall has been loaned out to Villarreal through to June 2023. The upside of this loan, though, is that if, for heaven forbid, our whole backline goes down, we can call him back at any moment. So it's a bit sweet. It's one of those where it's like he needs to get regular playing time. He won't get it at Lights because, let's be honest, he's better than the Lights, than playing at the Lights. Just being stuck behind Chiellini, he needed to move, and I think this is a perfect move for him.
Yeah, I mean, we're gonna miss him. He's such a great character, part of the North End, pretty much, showing a lot of upside. But of course, there were those moments of youth that won the day in some cases. We saw the match against Club America where we're in a practice game and this dude's throwing 2-foot tackles. What? Yeah, that's how he plays. And so he's had his moments. Again, youth. But the upside on him is insanely good. Whatever happens, the sell-on is going to be great for us. We didn't buy him for a whole lot, so we know this is going to be a massive turnaround. As Bam said early in the season, I don't think we're going to keep this guy for very long, and he was proven correct, very correct, sooner than any of us expected. But going to Villarreal, like he says, much higher competition week in and week out. Here he was kind of rotting a bit, sitting on the bench, getting only limited minutes, which is not good for players' development. Going to Vegas, not going to help him as much as you think it would. Would probably be a bigger risk on our investment having there. Now he goes to Villarreal. Are you expecting first team football? No, but we're expecting reserve team football. We're expecting more play on the back end, stuff that you're not going to see, right? Training sessions are going to be very different. A lot of people are going to see him now that normally wouldn't, just playing an MLS part-time. So now it's a proving ground. Will there be big crowds watching him every week? No, and that's probably a good thing, so he can focus more on his game, right? And so that's where it works. He said it's only a not that long of a term for a loan. So it's kind of where they have to pull the trigger. Or we get him back, or someone else goes, we like what we see from him, and maybe his great adventure to France begins, because we all know that's his ultimate dream, to play in the French league. And so, good on him. He looks ready to make a move like this, and now he gets that chance. And again, this helps everyone else on our side, because we have another player moving on to Europe, another guy that's marketable, and is going to ultimately make us money, and show that we are an outlet into Europe, consistent outlet all of a sudden. So good on that. The other rumor, Bam, there's one other player that's now being rumored, and I guess there's a hat box drop that went on Twitter today. So who's that other guy, Bam?
Biggest rumor going around. It is, again, a rumor like the B Rod to America rumor. It is one of the worst kept secrets. Apparently we're supposed to get Tello, so we'll see when that officially gets announced.
So a like for like positional replacement for B Rod, but way more to play with. Assists, goals, experience, can grind if necessary, play physical if necessary. He's not as much concerned about his Instagram as he is about his football, so that's kind of a good thing. Yes, so veteran experience in the lead up to the playoffs. What more could you ask for? Everybody's like, really, at a DP at that price? I guess from what we're hearing, it's a DP that would end at the end of the season, and then it will be reworked into Tam Gam because we kind of burned all that out this year. That's what the rumor is. We'll see how it ends, and how this all works itself out. But yeah, there's a hat box. There's a player name floating around. Put it all together. We should be excited. Very excited. Bringing Bwanga as well, right, Bam? He is now here.
Yep. Yep.
Um,
So with him, seeing some footage. By the looks of it, he's still waiting for his paperwork to get done before he can come into the country. So, but he has been, from what I see, is LFC sent some training staff over to him to train with him and all that. So
there it is. He's making his progress. He got his shirt. He got his hat. Man, we have some experienced dudes headed our way that have firepower. I don't know where Dolo's going to go with minutes on this thing. It just looks more and more like Bale is a super sub from here on out. I can't see it any other way with the faces coming in. That the thought is that we're going to be shuffling guys in and out all the way till playoffs, and nobody's really going to get consistent long minutes up front. It's going to be those short bursts and good subs and stuff. For some, September just became preseason. That's what it just became. For others, it's midseason, and others need a rest so they don't get hurt before the playoffs. And now you can cycle all you want with your creative players. Protect is needed. Might drive us a little bit batty in the early days of this thing, but obviously there's a master plan, and we all know it's the playoffs that count. There you go. Now you're saying, well, you're really looking at that way. I mean, look at the numbers. I think it's very obvious it's that way. Magic numbers are pretty squared away. I mean, we're sitting here 97% chance of getting the first seed no matter even what happens tomorrow. The percentages are still high because basically Austin has to nearly win out going through this because you know how we are. It's going to be tough. It's going to be tough. They only give him about a 3% chance of unseating us. It's like that. Looking at magic numbers, they're giving us a magic number now of 4, and that means 4 wins away from clinching first seed. That could also be a mix of 2 wins for us and 2 losses for Austin, if you really want to look at the big picture of it. So, yeah, it's all in our favor, even if things don't go the way they should tomorrow, which they better. So I'll just throw that out there. Treat it like a playoff game because we need those games too. But yes, the ball is in our court quite literally. If we don't figure out a way, it would be an absolute miracle to get unseated at this time. Looking at probabilities as well. Conference championship is high. MLS Cup, I don't like looking at those stats because I think it's a little bit ridiculous. Playoffs are the playoffs. It's MLS. You throw it out the window. But yeah, 99%, 97%. All the guys, all the statistics have it all completely out there. Looking at the Philadelphia situation as well, the supporter shield and the probabilities on that, again, highly on our end as well. We're, I guess, a 90% chance of winning the supporter shield. That's what they're rating us at. This is from 538. They're putting Philly at only 6% of unseating us. And if you go all the way down and look at Austin, they're giving a 2% opportunity. So it's consistent with the other stuff that we've read for the Western Conference. It's ours to lose. If we play halfway decent, we're basically going to sleepwalk into the supporter shield. Is it going to be a record? Well, if we cycle the way we're cycling, like we did with San Jose, yeah, record's probably a long away, and that's not even a concern for our group. The concern now is just getting that shield and moving on and keeping home field and getting a rest for a week while everybody else beats each other up. And so that's what we're going to see. Again, it will be frustrating at times because you will see the cycling of the lineup. You'll see some other guys getting minutes they normally wouldn't. Hopefully it's not as drastic where guys are playing out of position as we saw in San Jose. But yes, expect some experimentation from here on out because we can afford it. As annoying as that may be for the traveling fans. Right, Bam? I'm not wrong in this. That's pretty much
no, you're not wrong. Like looking at it now, we need 16 points to equal the record. So
okay.
I can see us if we get into the whole, couple games left in the season, we're a win away from breaking it. I can see us going to break it, but at the same time, no, we're currently 6 points ahead of Philadelphia with a game in hand. So, in theory, we win this, we'll be 9 points ahead of them for the supporter shield. So, I can see us going for that more than anything.
I mean, it was a luxury, right? Everyone else slipped up over the weekend as well.
Yeah.
So it just let us push it for the week. That's nice. That's real nice. Thanks, guys. Yeah. So we're lucky on that end. that even when we have our off days, the others couldn't take advantage. So be happy with that. Now, on to the San Jose match. We were going to call this episode Operation Gargamel because there's only one other group that could mess up catching Smurfs worse, and that would be a Gargamel. But that was us. We got to play that for the game. If you want to dress Dolo up like that, go ahead. That would be kind of a funny cartoon to throw out there. But yeah, experimental lineup, rested players. Some should have rested longer. And they didn't, in a way, you could say you didn't respect the opponent as much as you should with the lineup that was thrown out there. Fair and valid. And they punished us for it. Again, they're a team where everyone is playing for their jobs. That's a very different thing to play for, right? They're going to be going through sweeping changes in the offseason. Guys want to stay. They're going to play for their lives over there. A new coach watching as well, now that they know what their manager is going to be, right? They're in a different realm than we are. We're looking at a tune-up match for some of our guys, and they're looking like, yeah, I got to keep my job. So, yeah, ripe for it. If we're not ready, they're going to hurt you, and that's exactly what we're looking at. The lineup, it was, again, experimental. You had a Poco and Arango up top. No shock there. Blessing back up top again. Wow. Acosta, Mendez, and Hollingshead in the midfield. I'm not going to get that one at all, but okay. And then Ibiaga, Murillo in the middle. Okay, no shock there. We knew Ibiaga needed minutes. Escobar on the right, Palacios on the left. It should have been okay. And, of course, Max in the back. It should have been okay in the back line. It wasn't. Tony will talk about that. There were moments, right? But really the experimentation, I think, with Hollingshead in the midfield in front of Escobar, yeah, not the greatest situation. So I'm going to throw it to you, Tony. Give us our lowlights of the night. We'll quickly get through this thing, get some reactions from you guys, and we'll go into the game that we all want to talk about.
There are, no worries. Like, there are 4 major moments in the game. Again, we did have chances overall to put it away, but we couldn't. We just hit the crossbars. We just couldn't. Like, the ball wasn't in our favors, is the best way to say it. Hitting crossbars, hitting bad posts and stuff like that overall. But we'll just get into it. 14th minute, the Quakes on a counterattack from deep in our territory. Marie to a Quakes player. Again, I couldn't see who it was. I couldn't see the player. I couldn't understand who it was from Mendez, but is recovered quickly by Gergus and takes it into our third. And here is going to be the recurring theme of the night. Played wide to Espinoza, who finds a overlapping Thomas, and Tommy passes into
Thompson. Yeah.
Oh, did I say Thompson? Okay, whatever. Thompson, and Tommy passes into the box for Kikanovic, who scores it 1-0. Like I said, it was, if you rewatch the highlights and watch that play, you see about 5 defenders in the box when that happened. So we kind of just lost momentum and lost players on that counterattack.
I mean, we had ball watching. We had players flopping on the play. It was just a broken situation. All bad things. Something I don't ever want to see again, right? I mean, that was ugly. So poor Max on the whole situation. What are you going to do? Kind of left for dead yet again in this one. So move on to the 54th minute because let's be honest, I'm going to get through this quickly. A little bit of sunshine, right?
Yes. So Blessing has the ball in our half to find Cheeky. Cheeky surveys the field, but passes it back to Blessing in the half, in the middle of the half. Quick pass to Acosta. Acosta gives a great through ball to Opoku, and if you watch again, we watched that highlight for that goal. It was a perfect through ball, in between 2 defenders, and also the run by Opoku, running in between those defenders to get to the ball, and then ends up scoring a nice little great goal from him to put us even.
Yeah, again, Opoku doing Opoku things, right? Good finish, good run, good everything. That's why we like him out there and are comfortable with him out there. Definitely a massive bright spot this season. Bam. Looking at that play, that was typical LAFC football, right?
That's the LAFC that we're used to this year. That was quintessential LAFC football. That was a couple of quick passes, players knowing where a player was going to be, and a beautiful pass. It was perfect.
But it was few and far between for most of that match, which was rough. But at least there was one moment. Now, going into the 77th minute, of course, heartbreak enters the equation. What happens, Tony?
Espinoza in our half finds again an overlapping Thompson, and he crosses it into a box to find an unmarked Caldwell, and he ends up scoring to pretty much finishes up for them to be up 2-1.
Yep. And of course, Cade Cowell usually is the super sub for them at times anyway. Promising young player. Knew he could burn us the minute he came in. And they did. They caught us. Now, insult is added to injury as you get to the 79th minute. And of course, the baffling moment and the real defeat of the day. Ilya gets his second yellow. Right, Tony? Did you think it was a yellow card?
It was. Watching the replay,
Yeah.
he went studs up and like stepped on him and kind of like grazed him. It from far away, if you watching it like again from the field of like say, oh, it was just a dive, it was a soft foul, but when you actually rewatch the replay, studs were up, presses down, scrapes him on the knee, falls, and again, Ilya was already on his first yellow card, and so unfortunately we won't have Ilya for Austin.
Which hard to forgive in that one. We really need him in this game, and now I don't know. Getting playtime in a match that was dirty all game. Yeah, he fell for it, man, and now we miss him. Bam. I think that's you're probably with my thing. Like that was the biggest error of even having him in the game. I think was where we're at, right?
Yeah. At the moment, at that point in the match, with such a big game coming up, just pull him off. He shouldn't have been out there at that stage.
No. Tough break for us. Now we have to make up for it with a very loaded Austin side. They're gonna have to figure out real quick. And I'm pretty sure Hollingshead is not gonna be the solution in Midfield. Yeah. So there we are. So 2-1 goals by Cal, goals by Kikanovic. Opoku does what he does. So it brings us into what we usually talk about, of course, is also say before we do reactions. Top three, Bam. What's it looking like for top three?
Top three. Not many people voted this week because of obviously reasons, but this is another one of the games where it's hard to pick a top three because it wasn't an LFC game. So from the fans, Opoku got the top. Palacios, Chicho, Escobar, and Murillo were all there about even. For me, I went Opoku, Murillo, Acosta. Araceli sent hers through to me. She went Opoku, Palacios, and Crepeau as her top three.
Because he got absolutely hammered all game by bad defending. Yeah. He made some essential saves. It would have been worse. So yeah, I makes sense. Tony, where are you at in your top three, man?
Opoku. What did I say was my second one? I totally forgot. Well, I'll say Cheeky, and again one for Max because again he did keep us in the game for the first half and most of the game overall. But again, it's kind of hard to when our defense are kind of ball watching to stop every ball.
Yeah, rough take. I'll throw mine in there. I kind of didn't want to give any this week. That's how I was feeling on this, or give all three to Opoku. But yeah, Opoku will get my number one. Acosta will get my number two. And out of sympathy, Max gets number three. So there you go. Yeah, so that's where we're at. And Bam, we heard from you, right? You got yours out there. Yeah, there we go.
Yeah,
all right.
Mine was Opoku, Murillo, and Acosta.
Yeah, so there we are. Now, in the race, who's in the lead, sir?
At the moment, Vela's in the lead. Chicho is just behind him. Then there's a big gap down to Opoku. We'll give some special mentions to B-Rod. He finished on 18 points because he obviously won't be back here. So he's left us on 18 points. And Mamadou Fall was on 17 points. So
that one just makes me sad. The other one, not so much, but Fall makes me sad. Yeah. So got you, man. So I think at this point we're gonna throw it out to comments from everybody, reactions that they have. Our reactions are like, what the heck? Tony, actually, I know you wanted to say something. So before we throw to reactions, go for it, sir.
So I just want to kind of I guess the best way to say is push the brakes on everybody right now. I understand this was a loss to a rival, but from what I've been hearing on Twitter, from everybody else just talking, it's kind of I don't understand where this is coming from. So the best way to say it is people are calling people out like, why are we doing this? Why are we doing that? Like kind of turning on the team, which is not a very supporter thing to do. Like I understand like we have to keep everyone accountable and we will keep people accountable. But at the end of the day, we are number one. We are as defenders say all the time, best in the West and best in MLS at the moment. We are still on top of the supporter shield and everything like that. Again, this was a throwaway match. This was us trying to rest for Austin because this is the biggest match at this moment in time. Again, every match coming forward is the next big match, and so forth until playoffs. But Austin is a conference final opponent, 100%. And so let's just pump the brakes. Don't just try to kill everybody because Max did a great job, did everything he could for what he can. Again, we were pulling Hollingshead as a midfielder / forward because we were trying to rest players and trying to get everyone associated with everything that we're moving forward. So remember, this is not last season. We're in a better season. We're winning everything where we have the potential to move. We were allowed to have one, and I'd rather have the hiccup now than in the playoffs. So yeah, that's my Philly rant for the day.
No, I feel you, man. Like I said, my heart hurts, but my head goes, yeah, I kind of get it. Could I Monday quarterback this one to death? Yeah, man. We got a bunch of kids that are sitting doing nothing on the bench. Why aren't they playing if you're going to throw one away? Why isn't Trejo getting a run out? That's where it bothered me is if you are honestly going to throw one, right, or just let one burn, let the youth burn it out, man. Like what how bad could it be? Seriously, guys are they're ready. They're chomping at the bit. They want their moment again. We saw against Portland, right? We had a young kid score against I think it's Torres, right? So why not? Why throw Blessing up top when you got Trejo that you just signed? You could have had Blessing in the midfield and we handle. It's that's where I'm Monday morning going to back this. But at the end of the day, is the sky falling? No. Am I condemning Dolo? No. Difference of opinion. That's all it is. I like where he has us right now. Our best season we've ever had, to be honest, and our strongest team. So you want to go with Thorrington? Are you kidding? We're on the verge of a record. So one game goes, we move on. We kick Austin's ass this week, and we all celebrate. Move on. Happy. Good times. Again, Ilie missing is the only one. I would have a bigger beef if Vela went out there and got hacked and we really miss him for the rest of the year. Then I got something to be mad about, but that didn't happen. Bam?
I want to ask you two, at the moment, who would you rather lose a game to, San Jose or Austin?
San Jose is San Jose is borderline irrelevant at this point.
Exactly. It was a tactical loss. I'd rather lose now against them, come out firing against Austin, than to beat them and lose to Austin. Austin's a team that we can't take for granted. They're a good team. They've got the MVP player wrapped up. We need to focus more on them than we did with San Jose, plain and simple.
Right. And I don't think we really, as a fan, I rate San Jose as a rival. But in terms of football, dude, they haven't done enough to earn it. Right? They haven't.
They're a rival because they're in California.
Yeah.
If they weren't in California, they wouldn't be a rival, plain and simple. They play trash football. They geolock us out. Like the fact that I couldn't buy a ticket if I wanted to go because even though I'm in Australia, no, can't do that. All they're doing is killing people that want to go to the stadium to watch games. Yes, I'd go there as an LAFC fan, but I know that there are some people that just want to go watch a game that go, oh, I'll be up around San Jose. I can't go because they've got a geo block that game. You're a trash organization. Get yourself together.
Exactly. And we move on, and no one talks about them for the rest of the season because they have no relevance at all. They're not a part of the race. They won't be in the playoffs. They might play spoiler for us for a couple other teams. They're probably going to do work for us without realizing it, right, as we get into the end. And that's it. Forget them. All right. Let's throw it out to the supporters. You guys, I know, have a lot to say. And if there's anger, we understand it. Let's go here. So, Christopher Gomez first in the mix. There we go. Boom. Jonathan Rama is here. He says, top of the table, hat box, players sold, players on loan, biggest game of the second half of the year tomorrow. What a time to be black and gold. That's the perspective, people, right there. Good stuff, Jonathan. You put it all in one short sentence. Love it, man. Good on you, sir. Anthony Bermudez. This team can't sell Sifo after Rodriguez and fall on loan. I don't think Sifo's going anywhere, man. I think we're good until the end of the season. I don't think that's a target at this point. Now, there are teams that want him. I know the Leeds rumor was real. It sounded pretty real to me. And there's others. So there is the temptation, but I think bringing the soldiers that they're bringing in, none of them are in the center. These are more attacking options. So it doesn't seem like the target is revealing itself as a Sifa replacement. So I think we're okay there. Christopher Gomez, not even that better. Not let him go for $6 million. Dude, yeah, Fall's going to get more than that, I think, when it's all said and done. So we shall see. Lunch Special Geo says Sifo can't wait till we win the cup. He's ready for it. The boys are ready for it. He knows what he wants. Araceli, hey, there she is. Been a busy week for sure. There it is. Again, all love to Araceli. She is absolutely amazing doing all that she does for us. Yes, the fam. That is for sure. Beast says it hurts me too. Fall's a massive talent. Not the send. It's the send off, man. That's what bugs me, man. He just didn't get that last swan song at the bank, and that stinks. Araceli said, if fall news hits harder, it does. It does. Oh, I like this one. Beast says, who gets more playing time with their new clubs? Brian with America or Fall with Villarreal? I think in the short term, I will predict that Brian gets more play time. But in the long term, Fall's going to get a lot of play time in Europe where Brian ain't going to Europe. So that. Bam, you want to throw in on that one?
I'm gonna call Fall who's gonna get more playing time because he's pretty much gonna walk straight into Villarreal's B team.
Oh yeah, I mean if we're counting B teams, right?
Counting B teams, plain and simple. He's gonna get more playing time. Brian will play a couple of games. He won't do much, and he'll be benched.
Yeah, this is in real terms, Club America, if you don't get it right in the first 3 games, you just don't get it right. They play these shortened seasons, right? The pressure is on. There is no time to experiment. If you don't get the results quick in that league, you're not going to the playoffs. I know how good Club America is. Do they need him? No, he's a luxury. He's a luxury for them. So if he doesn't make an impact, forget it. He sits. That's simple. But hey, at least he gets more followers. Yeah.
And I'm going to also say that Fall's going to have more fun because just looking up the La Liga 2 where Villarreal B is in, they get to go play in Ibiza.
Yeah, that's temptation right there. Now you just made Brian Rodriguez sad because you know where he wants to be. Love it. Hey, look, Ox is on. Good stuff, man. Get some sleep when you need to, man. There we are. Beast says shots fired. Yeah, from me talking about Instagram. Tell me I'm wrong. Beast, Brian felt to me like he was more concerned on other things than football. He's a special case, I will say. Unique character. Ox. Can't wait to see them out there. Exactly, man. Man, I've got some weapons. It's beautiful. Lynch Geo says we'll have good answers on the bench for those tough games, especially in playoffs. Yes, it's going to be a grind to the finish, a very short playoff series. In terms of within 1 month, everything goes down. It's going to be a tough one. That's for sure. And having the depth that we have, you're right. You're right, Gio. This is smart from our side. Beast says LAC does have tough road matches ahead after Austin, Minnesota, and Portland. 2 Texas teams in the heat and fun of Austin and Houston, right? So, yes, you need the depth for that. And if there was one game where you go, San Jose made sense in that list of games. So there. Bermudez says, wonder how we got more for Rodriguez than we got for Rossi. Rossi was supposed to be the highest MLS export in 2019. LAC got offered 17 mil for him, and they only got 5. Pandemic, that's your story. That nobody had the free cash to really play big, and we needed to free up space, so we just took a deal. I think that's where at. Bam, you think I'm wrong in that one? Or is that pretty much what we're looking at?
It's pretty much what we're looking at. Plain and simple.
Yeah.
Speaking of Rossi, Fenerbahce won both legs of this qualifications for the Europa League. So he also played a lot of game time in those games, which is good for him.
Yeah, and it was a little bit funky with his new side. Seemed a little bit weird in terms of the process and delays and odd negotiation tactics. I'll say that. It just seemed that way. So the Rossi era is over. Now we're in a different world. So yeah, fun times. Ox says, don't want to overhype our guys for them to beat their point record or a Revolutions record. Don't want it to come back and bite us in the buttocks. Well, you tell me. We beat. These are 2 records you're talking about of teams that did not win MLS Cup. So is it that important? Really? It's nice. I would love the record. Love to get it back. But I don't want to got our guys burned out to get it. It's not that important. Shield is shield. You'll get your shield. So, yeah. Burke is in the same boat. He agrees with Ox. Good stuff. Beast says Ilya should have just got the night off. I'm with you, man. I think we're all with you. I think we mentioned that on the episode last time. That we thought he was the guy going to get some rest, I believe. Didn't. And we paid. So, yes. Beast also says Bale should have played more than 15 minutes. I don't know, man. That was a physical match. I was at that point. Yeah. If you're going to really play him. 15 minutes is kind of funny. We got predictions from Smalls Kenobi. He says we're winning in Austin 2-1. Love it, man. I'm not going to give predictions because they always bite me, but I like the confidence, sir. Love it. Beast says I'll give 32.52 one of those top 3 slots for away showing up in San Jose. Cow poop San Jose. Yeah. Yeah, just San Jose stinks. What can you say? Terrible. David Day coming in the clutch, looking for the like button. Love it, David. Thank you, sir. He handles it, man, better than we do. You see that? Beautiful. B says I was pissed more at Dolo. Trejo should have played, right? Why you make a big deal about signing the kid? Get him the minutes. Give him the 15 minutes instead of Bale, man. Like, let's go. B says Austin has a great football atmosphere, great supporters, great stadium. Except there's one exception. Away supporters, unless you're Dallas or Houston, can't have drums. Losers. They're scared. They're scared of our culture. They're scared of everyone's culture that actually travels. They pick the 2 teams that have drums in state because, they might have to actually travel. And let's be real, they're doing it because they know their travelers will actually go to Houston and go to Dallas. So they're protecting their own interests, which means do they not have confidence their supporters can go all over the league? Sounds like a lack of confidence all the way around. So congratulations, Austin, for acting like a NFL team and taking passion out of sport. You guys stink. We all know you stink. Yeah. Sorry, I just had to say something. Let's see. Beast says San Jose was only a sellout. I think they're only for the year, right? Ox. Thing is, okay, what if it was a tactical loss or throwaway and we go out there and end up losing against Austin for the same mistakes? What would we be saying about that? We still have a lead. We gave it our best shot. I'm not going to be happy about it. They beat us in our house. We have revenge on our minds. Tony?
Yes, again, San Jose was a tactical loss. We can lose that one. Against Austin, we'll be a little bit more critical on it because, again, this is a conference final and we have to learn from it. But again, this is one of those ones that if we lose, we will go a little bit harder than the San Jose because, again, San Jose is not making playoffs, not in any. We're not going to see them in playoffs or anything at all. While Austin, again, we'll go into it later, but they're right behind us in the table. They're a major competitor for everything at this as well. So again, it's a different give and take of the best way to say it is like you are up here and they are down here while they're right here at the same level as us.
Let me offer an alternative situation. Okay, Ox, we got our 3 points. We put in Vela. We put in everybody. Bale, Chiellini, got the 3 points. But one of those boys takes on a knock that doesn't want to go away. And now they're not available for Austin. Oh, and they're jacked up for the rest of the year. Remember what happened when Vela took an injury? How great were we when he was out? Why would you put that risk out there? Is it worth it? That's the other side of the coin is, okay, great. You took one against dirty San Jose and they were playing dirty. You saw them playing dirty. They were trying to injure people. And they got success against one of our older players that we need in the playoffs. Now you don't have him as a good option. And if you do, he's got a limp. Was it worth that 3 points when you already pretty much locked up the first seed? I know. Emotions versus logic is what we're fighting here. Passion, right? That's where we're at. So got to think that one through, man. It's the give and the take. Daniel Angel is in Austin with 8 million of our other supporters. Dude, you guys went hard. All of you guys traveling. The heroes of the revolution, that is for sure. You are the reason why LAFC is who they are. We wouldn't be what we are and draw who we draw and attract certain players if you weren't doing what you guys do. So good on all of you guys making that trek. I know it was a bit of a cash grab over there as well. So it wasn't cheap for you guys. And so thank you to all the traveling supporters for getting it done and going. You're the story. Our guys are going to take care of business. And if they do, a lot of it will be because of you guys. So thank you guys for traveling. David Day, just enjoy thinking of Bouanga and Bale in the playoffs. Right? Healthy. Yes. Beast, MLS Cup over Supporters Shield. I'll take both. I don't need records. Just take the hardware. Love it, Beast. David Day, CCL over MLS. That is our next mission. Dude, I would love to see our boys embarrass B-Rod in a CCL match. It would just kind of be funny. Hey, buddy. Through the legs. Great. Yeah. Let's do it. Ox just want our guys to get that cup. That's all we were in for, man. We know what really counts. We know where we're at. We love shields, but we want cups that much more. And we can take both. So take both and keep guys healthy. Yeah, you do what you got to do to get there. We're having the best of all of it. Enjoy. All right, guys. Thank you for the comments. We're going to get back into it because we got a ton of community news. And so I'm going to now throw this one over to Tony with the community news, man. I know you got a lot, so fire away, brother.
Yes, I have a lot this week. So we'll start with one of our young players is Christopher Jamie has signed to the LA Lights. As you know, there is an opening because we got Trejo. So Jamie has stepped up and the Lights have signed him to go play for them. So congratulations, Jamie, and I hope you do well.
Nice. Good stuff.
All right. And then moving on forward for all you FIFA fans or FIFA,
FIFA.
Like, I call it FIFA just because that's the joke in general, but it is FIFA. But the bank is officially in FIFA 23. So we can finally play the bank as LAFC, make it your hometown and make it your home stadium when you make your club and everything like that. So let's go. Also in other related news, and we touched base on it a little bit last game, last podcast, but the Timms family met Bale As you know, they take a family vacation. You hear the story every year. They try to catch an MLS game, and of course, since we have one of their stars on our team, they wanted to go see Bale. Unfortunately, Bale sat out, and Jimmy and LAFC reached out to them and brought them to the training center for a meet and greet, a signing, and watching Bale and all of LAFC train. So again, thank you for you guys in the FO, everything for, again, showing that we do actually care for people who are coming here and making those miles and miles of travel just to see us. And of course, seeing Bale because he is the main attraction. But again, watch it because you want to see us, not just for one player. That's just my little tidbit.
Well, I mean, they're on family vacation. It's a gamble you take. It happens. It is amazing for the club, and thankful to Jimmy for the follow through and making that happen. To have the Tim's family actually meet him anyways, and it's probably a greater experience doing that than actually going to a game. So it all worked itself out. But yeah, nice to see it all work the way it did. Good on Bale as well for taking the time to meet with them, sign some autographs, and again, show why he's black and gold and why he fits perfectly into the culture that we have here. So good on them. What else is going? What happened with Do It for LA? That's some crazy news, man.
So Do It for LA, as you know, is our main anthem for the year, and it's one of the best anthems since Sticks did his anthem for us. Has reached 1 million streams on Spotify. So congratulations to Be Real, DJ Flick, and Kid Ink for hitting a million streams on Spotify for that. So of course, also, if you want to learn more about DJ Flick, listen to Defender's new podcast, which they do an interview with him at Saturday's Football. And also there is another interview with DJ Flick on Shoulder to Shoulder if you want to listen to another different questionnaire from Jonathan and Shoulder to Shoulder. So make sure to listen to those when you can have a chance if you want more information.
Good stuff. Love it.
Yeah, and again, there's a lot to go through, so I'm going to try to get through this.
Fire away.
So Step Up is the community spotlight for Delta. As you know, LAFC does a community spotlight for their own thing. So Step Up, it works to close the opportunity gap and transcend gender and racial inequalities so that all girls have the opportunity to pursue their dreams. And that's what is Step Up's goal. And on top of that, D9U and can you say this? I'm going to butcher this, and I don't want to butcher them.
Yeah. Apostolos Ministries
worldwide are raising money for soccer supplies and gear for children in Guadalajara, Jalisco. So they are taking pre-orders at the moment for 6 K-Pops for $15, and also they will be selling those same K-Pops at the next tailgate at RASL. So again, this is a good cause. It's trying to benefit people that don't have the money to buy soccer gear because soccer gear is becoming more and more expensive because of cleats, shin guards, balls, training, everything like that. So if you have, and you get a little K-pop as well for it. So go enjoy those next game or pre-order at the moment if you want to.
Sounds and like then stop at the tailgate. Go for it. Keep going.
Exactly. And then the last, but shortly not least, since some of y'all are in Austin and most of us can't go, there are watch parties. So Lucky's will be at Sidebar Grill at 433 Main Street, Alhambra. Empire Boys will be at Rowdy's again, and that will be 1002 6th Street, Rancho Cucamonga. And then most of the watch parties for Black Army, I know we'll be there. So we'll D9U. With the official LAFC watch party as well, will be at Brooklyn Avenue Pizza Co. at 2708 East Cesar E. Chavez Avenue. And the cool thing about it is if you buy a pizza, eat 25% of each pie sold tomorrow will directly benefit the Mo Facio Memorial Futsal Court. And that is all for community news. Woo!
There we are. Good stuff. Yeah, I know Brooklyn Avenue Pizza, definitely the official watch party, will be well attended, has a huge amount of space, so they can actually accommodate you guys. and it should be a good time out. And I believe there is a black and gold pizza. Was I wrong in seeing that? I believe there is a special pizza just for LAFC there. So that's kind of cool too. All right. Now, Vinyl Club Minute. Yeah, we're going there. I know everybody's like, great, San Jose, here we go again. They're going to talk about the same band they always do. It's going to be Rancid. It's not Rancid. Tempting, but we took that last time. So for this one, I was a little shocked. I didn't know this dude was from there. But I'm like, all right, we'll run with this one. We're going to go with Nikki Sixx. Yeah, of Motley Crue fame. But we're going to talk about independent Nikki Sixx for this one, just for fun. I think for this, probably his best individual or solo album had to be the Heroin Diaries. Came out in 2007. Most famous song in that, and it's one that got a lot of play, was Life is Beautiful. So there you go for your San Jose artist. We went a little bit different with this one and went with Nikki Sixx. Who doesn't like Nikki Sixx? Let's be honest. Who doesn't like Motley Crue? It's cool, right? Right, Bam?
Love a bit of Motley Crue every now and then. Just got to change up a bit.
Yeah, definitely a change for us. We'll take it though. Again, it's San Jose. It, once you get past Rancid, it kind of drops hard. I mean, did you think we were gonna go with Smash Mouth? Nah, I'm not going Smash Mouth. So there you go. All right, brings us to why y'all are here in the first place. You want to talk Austin? You want to talk about High Noon? That's the moment. Taking these dudes on, making it happen, getting our revenge against them for beating us in our house this year. What? Yeah, they did. So let's do this. Bam. How are they doing? What's the run of form for those guys? I bet you it's going to shock a few people.
So the last 5, there's 2 wins, 2 losses, 1 draw. The draw was a 3-3 home draw to San Jose. 2 of the wins was a 2-0 away to SKC, and then a home 4-3 win to SKC. That actually was a good match, the 4-3. Watching that was actually a decent match. And the 2 losses was a 4-3 home loss to New York Red Bulls and a 2-1 away loss to Minnesota in their last game.
So what you're saying is that they're beating the teams that aren't making the playoffs and losing the teams that are.
Yes, pretty much. But
okay,
they're very high-scoring games. Like there's a 4-3 home win, a 4-3 home loss, and a 3-3 home draw.
It's wild in their house. You can't stop these guys. They're gonna score. And to be real, if anybody got to watch that Sporting Kansas City match, I remember in the stadium's like, dude, Sporting Kansas City's tearing them up. We got an opening. And then the next time I do, I check my phone and I'm like, what just happened? If you watch that game and watch it, it is the ultimate cautionary tale as to what we're dealing with when they play at home. They do not die. They do not give up. They are a relentless side. This will be a tough one for us simply because they're not going to be like, oh, you scored on us, we're shutting down. No, they're going to keep the game plan. They're going to fly, right, Bam? I mean, that is their way this year.
That is. They don't just turn around and go, okay, we're down 2-0 after 20 minutes, pack up shop and just try and stop the bleeding. They go, okay, we're down 2-0 after 20 minutes. Mentally, it's 0-0. Let's get a goal. Let's get in front. And they know as soon as they get a goal, a second and a third one will come quickly.
Simple. Yeah, that's where their heads are at now. Tony, I'm going to throw it to you. I know you wanted the simplest good, bad, and the ugly, so I'll let you start with that, and then I'll add on, man. So give us the good, the bad, and the ugly, sir.
So pretty much it's juicy, and juicy because it sounds like juicy at the end of the day. But Juicy is literally the main goal scorer, the MVP. Like I said, Austin is 2019 us, where we depended on Vela to carry our team, and this is pretty much the same thing. That is, for my good, bad, and ugly, that is the main focus that we have to do. Of course, Austin is a very good team, but if you want to just literally say good, bad, ugly, Juicy is good. Juicy can get ugly, and if he does bad, then we are winning. So that is the main point. So what would you add on to that?
I would say as a unit, they're strong. You cannot underestimate it, and Juicy can't have the season he's having without service. And he's got weapons around him. Now, in terms of total goals scored, Amazingly enough, they're tied with us this year, guys. We have 55 that we've put away. They've put away 55. Shootout, people. That's what that means. But here's the big interesting point. It's amazing. They have 36 goals against. We only have 26 against. Again, how many games have we played this year and we only allowed 26 goals? When did LAFC ever do stuff like that, man? Like, seriously. It's pretty darn good. Goal difference for them is a plus 19. Ours is plus 29. Again, powerhouses this year. There's no doubt. They actually have more assists, though, and that's why I warn you guys. Don't just say it's a Drucy show. It is. You're 100% right, and he should be the MVP this year. Be crazy if he's not. And shut up, Philly. Gazdag will not be MVP. They've got 41 assists to our 35, which means they'd move the ball around. The service is good. And so they have guys to service. That's it. Now, head to head, yeah, we've owned these guys up until the last match. Right? That's what's happened here. There's been a change. They are a challenge. We lost 2-1 at home. Want to go look that up and see how things went? Fact is, we lost 2-1 at home. Rare loss. Now, what weapons am I talking about? How are they going to score outside of Drucy? Say we shut that dude down. Well, he's got 18 goals this year. Pretty darn good in 26 games. But then you look around and there's Fagundes with 5 and Maximiliano, and he's got 7. And so there's other guys that score. And you look at the assists, and Fagundes has 9 of those. Finley's got 5 assists. The weapons are still there, guys. They know what they're doing. They're playing a little different than the last time we played them too. And Bam, I think you can attest to that. Their system is definitely changed over the course of this season, right?
It has, but their last 4 games, same system, same players. They don't change from that. So I expect to see what they've played with the last 4 games to be playing against us.
Right. And this because the system works. Josh Wolf has his thing. He's figured it out. It's something that can neutralize us, and we'll talk about that in a few. Just to compare, like I said, their leading scorer is 18. Ours has 12 with Christian Orongo. But, of course, we also share the low with Vela and Apoku and several others, and that gives us kind of an advantage because it's coming from everywhere. And I believe Hollings had won my bet, right, between the B-Rod race because, well, it's now Surrender. Just gotta put that out there, too. Yeah, there it is. And then our assists, Vela's got 7. Cifuentes has 6. Orongo's got 4. Again, they've got weapons. We've got weapons. It's going to be fun. Looking at their potential 11, like you mentioned, they're gonna play the 4-2-3-1. They're gonna play the 4-2-3-1. Don't look at it any other way. That's what they're gonna play against us. Guaranteed, almost certain. On offense, will they switch potentially to a 4-3-3 at times? They might. Mid-match, it could happen. But defensively, the way they're set up, the way they're organized, 4-2-3-1 is what to expect. Now, who are we gonna expect to see up top? Urruti. Who else is going to be? It's going to be Urruti. That guy's always dangerous. He has a history of hurting us, too. He does. With other teams, but he does have a history. Drucy in the middle, plug and play, making it happen. Finley on the right, Fagundes on the left, Pereira and Ring anchoring the midfield. At least that was the last match. We'll say that. And then Gallagher, Gabrielson, Cascante, and Lima in the back, with Stuver in goal, and why would not be Stuver again? Of course, if you look at the last match before that, big changes.
Nope.
I'm looking. Do you see any changes? I don't see any changes, right? Same lineup. Yeah. Nope. Same lineup. Yeah.
And the game before that against San Jose, same lineup. Game before that against SKC away, same lineup. The last time they had a different lineup was against New York Red Bulls, where they played a 4-3-3, and Stuver was out.
Yeah. Guess what, guys? You see the lineup. This is one of the most predictable ones in the league because they're good, right? But here's the deal. They have weapons off the bench. It's not like it's a one-track pony. This is all you got. No, they've got options. Well, what options? They have Felipe that can come in, play on the left. They have Owen Wolf. Yes, that Wolf. Related to who? Oh, yeah, the manager. He could come in, play a defensive midfield role if necessary. You have Danny Hosen, who I've always found to be one of the most underrated players in MLS. He can come in. You have Kolmanic that can come in. You have Redis that can come in. So you have some wing plays from those two. dude, they can hurt you. They can hurt you all over the place. So don't think that it's a one-track pony, because it's not. They have options now. I'm trying to think some other names that might pop up. Romagna might come in. That could happen. We
Well,
see. Mhm.
if you
Go for
go
it.
by the last game, they did a triple sub in the 67th minute with Redes, Holson, and Wolf coming on for Finlay, Utri, and Piera. 76th minute, they had Colmac on for Fagundes. In the 86th minutes, they had Campoli on for Gallagher. So they used all five for the triple sub in the 67th minute.
Expect that against us to stay fresh. Again, they don't let up. That's the difference between this Austin team versus other Austin teams of the past, is they have found themselves. They have found their culture. They have moved on from being an expansion side. Don't look at them that way anymore. It's over. Honeymoon over. They have found their culture. They found their plan. They know what they want to do. And so we are in for an absolute battle tomorrow. Nothing guaranteed. It's going to be a fight. It's going to be a fight. It's going to be tight. Don't expect the win tomorrow. Don't. You're playing in their house. Expect us to play for it. But again, this is a good matchup. They match up well against us. And as Bam mentioned earlier, this is a logical choice for your conference final. It just is. This is the test. This is the team that can test us the most of anyone in the West, without a doubt. This is real. This is a battle that we're in. Tony, you're sitting there praying, I think, over there. You want to throw into this thing? Because it's looking like we're going to be in for a show tomorrow.
No, it's gonna be a show. Like I said, I'm just listening, and it's going to be a show. So expect a good, hard-fought game, because this is the quote-unquote lead up, as Bam said, to the conference finals, most likely.
Yeah, and if we get the win, it's the win that won the West. That's what it is. This is the one that puts that gap that they cannot catch if we get the result. That's how big this match is for us. Again, it's like that 6-point swing we always talk about. What was the magic number, Bam? What did you throw up there? Sounds familiar number. Oh, yeah, the swing would win it, right? The swing locks it in. So
Pretty much.
handle, people. That's how it's going to be. So that's what we're going to see. I'm going to enjoy this game. We better get the result. We need the result. But I couldn't guarantee you guys anything, and I can't walk into this going, yeah, we got the 3 points, because it's not that kind of a match. It's going to have a playoff vibe. Finally, a match with a playoff vibe. Enjoy. For those of you guys going there, do not let up. Please do not let up. And I know you won't. You're 32-52. And if they don't let you use a drum, use a chair. If you got to use a shoe, use a shoe. Use a stick. Use anything. Make them regret not letting you have a drum, right? And make the noise anyway. Which you will, because it's what we do. Wherever we go, we make it happen. So, Bam, anything else you want to throw into this match? Because I know this is going to be a good one.
It is. I'm intrigued about the referee choice for this game. So they've gone with Alex Chilowitz. He's done 15 games this year. 46.7% home wins, 40% away wins, 13.3% draws, with 23.27 fouls per game, 3.6 yellows, and he's given 0 reds so far this year. Overall, out of his 79 games, he's only given 0.09 reds. So he hasn't given 10% of reds. His first LAFC game for us this year. It's his second one for Austin, which was a draw with San Jose. Overall for us, away games, we had one away game with him where we lost, and Austin has had one home game with him where they lost.
It's a wash. It's a wash. And I guess you could say he's kind of the ref that, would you say he's pretty good at his card distribution to handle matches?
I would. You know, out of his 79 games, he's given 3.59 yellows from 24.18 fouls per game. So you look at that and you sit there and you go, he calls fouls, lets people play, lets the game flow, doesn't want to take people out of games for silly little things. But if it starts getting too chippy, he will start pulling out the cards. So I'm intrigued to see how he goes.
Yeah, it's going to be tough. It's going to be physical. He's going to let it get physical. So it's going to be a war tomorrow. That's what it's going to be. An absolute battle. This is how the playoffs will be. They let them play a little more. Our guys have to get used to that. That's probably why we're investing in, veteran players, because they know this is what to expect. This will be a tough one. It should be a tough one. It's worthy. Outside of these two teams, I don't see anybody else in the West like this. These are the two. This is the showdown. So enjoy the shootout at high noon. Figuratively, right? It's going to be what 5 o'clock kickoff over here. Am I reading that correct? So
10 a.m. kickoff over here for me, which is disappointing because there's no pubs open at that time of morning. So I have to sit at home and watch it, not get to go out and catch it with a mate of mine who is an Austin fan. He'll be over there for a couple of games later on this year. But, can't catch up with a pub with him, have a beer. I just got to sit at home and watch it on ESPN as long as the Little League World Series doesn't go overtime and delay them showing the game.
Hey, Little World, think about ESPN with this and their value of the Little League World Series. It's pretty funny stuff. Nothing against the Little League World Series, but the professionals are playing, man. Sheesh. All right. So throwing it into that, of course, we got this giant wrench in our lineup all of a sudden because of the San Jose match. Let's be real, which puts us into a real situation of who the heck are we going to start? Honestly, we now have real solid questions for the first time in a long time is what's the real lineup going to be? They have to go out there solid. It ain't going to be a tester match. It can't be. You could throw everything away if you mess around with this. So here comes the question. Who is starting in this match? Who should we expect? I think the front line is pretty straightforward. Tony, your prediction for this, and I think it's going to be the same for all of us. Fire away.
Opoku Chicho Vela.
Bing, bing, bing. There it is. All right. Backline, probably going to be very, very, very predictable. I'll go with you, Bam. Your backline.
Escobar, Murillo, Chiellini, and Palacios.
Bing, 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 bing. Again, what a shock. I don't see it any other way there either. Unless they really want to do the Segura Murillo vibe because Steady Eddie is being Steady Eddie all of a sudden. Could that be because they seem to really gel well instantly and Murillo plays on a whole nother level when Eddie's next to him. So that could be, and then Chiellini comes in as the super. But they've been resting Chiellini for a while, so it's hard to see him not get some play time. Max is in goal, no shock there. Why would we do anything else? Which brings us to the midfield. Dude, this is tough. It shouldn't be that tough, but Tony, give it your best shot. Who do you see in the midfield?
So the two obvious ones we're just going to go up, just let that out, and you'll both agree with me is, of course, Acosta and Sifu, 100%.
Yeah.
Now with Ilie with his red out for this game, that's where the question goes into it. It's either Blessing or Mendez.
Yeah.
And on this one, kind of want to go Blessing just for experience and knowing the pressure of the games. Again, Mendez is still learning the system a little bit more. He could start. I wouldn't be surprised, but again, it's a toss up between the two that I would do.
And Bam,
I'm gonna give Mendez a start and leave Blessing as the off the bench pocket rocket. Yes, Mendez needs to learn a little bit more, but I think having Blessing as a backup to come in for him, I think will be a better option to go with. But at the same time, though, it is literally Dolo should just look at the two names, grab a coin, head Blessing, tails Mendez, flip it, and go from there. It's one of those where it's pros and cons for both to start, plain and simple.
So the question would be, because we know Mendez's history with his last club, is he the man in the middle, or is it Acosta the man in the middle? That's the bigger one. Where do you see this going, Bam?
I'm going to put a Coaster in the middle.
I'm with you on that too. I think that it makes sense. He's done it with the national team. He's done it with Colorado at times. He's proven the passes from when he gets that a little extra bit, some of his passes have been absolutely deadly from that realm or from that range. So yeah, I'm with you on that. I'm sure Tony, you're kind of in the same boat as Acosta's got to anchor this midfield now that Ilya's out.
Oh yeah, because again, this is kind of his his coming out party to see if he gets to start for the US. And I know they'll be watching this game as a high profile game, especially since it's like the top two teams in the West battling out. This is a good game to kind of assert yourself into the US national team for the World Cup.
Well, he's going. And I guess September 9th is what I'm hearing is going to be the reveal. I'll just throw it out there for the U.S. men's national team. So that's not too far away. And yeah, Costa's, I mean, I think someone's a sure bet, but he does it. Mendez, now you're looking at him for more distribution if he is getting the start. I kind of feel that it's going to be Blessing over Mendez just because of history, and San Jose wasn't the greatest game for Mendez, let's be real. And Blessing is who he is. He's a spark plug. So again, Bam, I know where you're at. It's the coin toss, but I'm kind of leaning towards Blessing. That's my vibe.
Fair. You also look at too is with this game too, the world is watching. The fact that it's going to be on ESPN, and I saw Austin tweet out earlier that it's going to be shown on ESPN in 86 countries around the world. So the world will be watching this game. It's a showcase for MLS this week, I'd say. It's two of the best teams in the league going at it. It is a showcase. And for all the 32 out there, just know that the world will be watching not only the game, but you as well. Make some noise. Drown out Austin. Show them who the real supporters are.
Love it. Dude, so much on the line for this one. Tony, go for it.
Also, behave as well, because, again, the world is watching. So, again, look out for your mates, look out for your friends, look out for anyone out there, because the world is also watching. Again, we have a bigger, and this is us talking to supporters. Again, we're a supporter podcast. This is us. We have made our name in the world as one of the premier supporter cultures in the MLS. So Austin has, again, a couple years in, so has a lot to prove to be with us. They're getting there, but we are the premier. So again, behave, be smart, drink responsibly, and be safe out there.
And I'll throw this in. You are the representatives of the club. You are the black and gold. What you do, what you say, how you act on the road and at home reflect the club directly. We help put this thing on the map, right? But we can also wreck the reputation if we don't do things the right way. Now, kudos to everyone that's actually going to be joining some of the Austin supporters to tailgate. That is happening. I've heard that. Look up the details if you're going. The goodwill is a good thing. And I would just say this: use the Chiellini smile off the field. When the whistle blows, use the other Chiellini face. You've seen how he goes. That is the mindset, right? All good sportsmanship, make friends, exchange scarves, have a good time. But from whistle to whistle, you have a job to do. So do it. That's the best I can say. And of course, you're gonna enjoy yourselves because you're 32-52. I know what you're gonna do. And so yeah, I'll throw that into the ring. Yes, represent us well, do your best, and I can't wait to hear you on TV drowning those fools out. So yeah, go for it. Bam, any other thoughts before we throw this into our supporters for their comments on the match?
No, I think you got it. You said it perfectly.
There it is. All right, guys, let's see what you've got to say. I see a couple comments here, so we will throw that into there. David Day, giving some love to Be Real. Be Real on the drums in the North End is one of the coolest things in all of sports, and it came by so naturally from Be Real. He just wanted it, man. Putting in the time, putting in the work, learning the songs. He's legit. Ox, let's see, Tommy, he's talking about B-Rod getting the big bucks. Good for him if he wants the big bucks. David Day, beat the broccoli. beat the broccoli. There we go. Ox also saying gonna be a battle. And also finally an early match out here. For you, yes. For us, too early, man. Like, gotta rush from work to watch this thing. And yeah. But yeah, early days. Plenty of time to have fun after the game, folks. Just again, be safe. Look out for your fellow supporter. All right. Those are the comments that we see. Well done on everybody. Of course, it brings us to that next moment as we close things out with our final comments. Are we really there? Final comments of the day? I believe we are. Bam. I think we're going to have it start with you, sir. Your final comments of the day, sir.
I've just seen something absolutely horrendous on an A-League Twitter page.
What? Okay.
Western Sydney Wanderers official Twitter page just tweeted about 45 minutes ago. Congratulations to Herbalife and Carson on extending the amazing partnership. Western Sydney Wanderers are now part of that Herbalife pyramid scheme. Monty, I'm so sorry for you. Monty.
Whoa, man. That means Monty's going to wear Herbalife on his chest?
He could be, yeah.
He probably won't. Most likely he's keeping the old jerseys. Yeah, keep the retros.
Yeah.
Or wear the terrorist look, man, because, dude, that's sad.
Yeah.
Sorry, Monty,
yeah. Sorry. Yeah, I had to bring that up. That's just disgusting. Out of any A-League team to do that, it's just disgusting. For all you guys that are out there, thank you for listening to our show week in, week out. Can't appreciate you guys enough for that. For those going to the game, safe travels. Again, as Dress was saying, Austin fans, fairly cool. We got no beef with them. We enjoy hanging out with each other. When they're here, they'll tailgate with us. When we're there, the doors will be open for them for us to tailgate with them. Go enjoy yourselves. Remember, what happens on the field stays on the field. Don't take any of that stuff off the field. End of the day, it's a game. For those going to the watch parties, enjoy yourselves. Remember, drink responsibly. Smoke responsibly too. Or you don't want to get too high and do something stupid. Just look after yourselves, look after your friends, look after your family, and let's get out there and get the 3 points.
Moderation wins the day, except in the stands, and then you give everything you got. Good stuff, man. Love it. Tony, as he's laughing, final comments, sir.
Be safe out there. Drink responsibly. Again, I've been seeing on Twitter, most of you guys are out there having a great old time in Austin, and I would be too if I was there. But again, be safe. Call an Uber, call a Lyft, whatever. Call a taxi or anything just to get home safely so you can make it to the game. Same thing with Bam. Everything on the field, it stays on the field. After that, it's for all friends and family. So let's keep doing that. And again, we are in a beautiful season this year. Don't overreact just because we lost one game. That is not the right way to kind of move forward to this. I understand there is overreactions. That's the day of, and I have that too. But again, take a breather, relax. We have this in the bag. It's moving forward. We have the depth. We have the players for this. So again, when we went at the beginning of the season, we didn't even know we were going to have this season. We thought, okay, we're going to be in the playoffs. Let's see what we can do moving forward. We are on top and predicted to win it all. So let's get that win. Let's get that 3 points, and let's go LAFC.
Tony with the perspective. Well said, sir. Yeah, exactly. Did we really think we'd be at this point, at this stage of the year in January? Some were going to write us off. Right? Slip. I love what he's doing, by the way. Seriously, this has been a magical year. We've now found ourselves in a moment where we finally have a game that's truly competitive, a team that can match us, put us through a battle. So let's do this, man. Enjoy some competitive football. Give your all. If you're at the tailgates, have a good time tailgating over there. If you're in the stands, you know your mission. If you're at the watch party, you know your mission. Sing your hearts out even at the watch party. Give the good vibes everywhere you're at and enjoy it, man. That's where my head's at. And of course, amongst ourselves, amongst the black and gold, we are all black and gold. Treat each other with the utmost respect, protect each other. Again, show the virtues of shoulder to shoulder. That's what's built us. That's what'll keep us growing. That's what keeps us ahead of everybody else. So maintain it, live it, believe it. And so on that note, final comment of the day. We got that covered. Final word of the day, of course, is how we close the show out. So, Bam.
Stay golden.
Tony.
Stay golden.
And from me to all of you, stay golden, Los Angeles.
Thank you for listening to the Heart of LAFC. Make sure to leave us a rating and review on iTunes or Stitcher. Shoulder to shoulder, the black and gold is taking over.